Do you want to watch us own our own lifestyle? Well, in this video, we are changing up the style a little bit. We are doing some vlogging. So we are going to have you follow along while we go to New York City for the US Open, come back to a webinar, and then run out to Salt Lake City for a health and wellness workshop. So let us know in the comments if you'd like to see more behind the scenes footage of Darius and I as we are going about our lives and owning our own lifestyle. Darius and I are boarding the train, if you can hear me. We are at Union Station in DC. Darius, hello. Hello.
So what a pleasant experience, unexpected. How much stuff goes on outside of tennis at the tennis match?
Yeah, look at all of this. There's a ton of people.
Music.
This fountain was just going. Now you can't see it. We got fancy souvenirs, by the way. What's that face for? That's a good one.
Is it?
So, New York City is a wrap. We leave tomorrow morning.
No, it's not a
On the
wrap,
train.
but I'm about to do part 2 with my cousin.
Yeah,
Um,
he's on his own. It's a wrap for me.
we just had an opportunity to go to a sake bar with
Roshane,
one of our
OGs.
close family members, Roshane. And it was such a pleasant experience. Such a pleasant experience. Me being a country boy, being in the city, like just being here is an experience, but Roshane took it over the top.
Yeah, it's been, and we saw Edna McCall earlier. So like today specifically, we made it an attempt to reach out to specific clients that we knew that were in the area. And it just ended up being a phenomenal day. So we had breakfast with clients who we consider family. Then we went to the US Open, and that was an amazing experience. And then we finished the night off with one of our clients. And now Darius is going to spend some time with his cousin, and I'm going to go to sleep.
And I'll come back and wake her up.
And it's just going to be, it's just been a phenomenal weekend. So our daughter is having an amazing time with her grandmother. Dee and I are having some alone time, which has been nice. And just spending time with the people that we love the most. So it's important for us to do this, and we're just blessed to be able to have the
I got my
ability to do
vacation
it.
hair going.
Long hair, don't care. All right, that's a wrap for New York City. And we stayed at the Renaissance in Chelsea. So if you need a place to stay, the Renaissance in Chelsea was nice. Good morning. It is a fabulous Wednesday morning here in the DMV. It's a little chilly this morning, but it's all good. So we have dropped our daughter off at school. We have a short window because she only goes to school for half days, and we need to finalize the presentation that we are giving tonight at 9 p.m. It's 8:55 right now, and Darius and I are just going to sit on our sofa this morning and work through finalizing and tweaking and just making sure that it's right. We stayed up late last night tweaking, but we still have more that we need to do into massage. So that's what's happening this morning. So here's a small sneak peek for what's to come for our presentation. All right, it is 8:45. Darius and I.
15 minutes before we do a workshop.
We're talking Eastern time in the evening. So we started doing some workshops in the evening to make sure that we could get everybody, the West Coasters and the East Coasters, on the same line. So when we last left you, it was like 9 in the morning, I think. So we worked on the presentation a little bit more. We picked up our daughter from school because she does half days. And then we all took a nap because we were exhausted. And then we woke up and worked a little bit more, and put our daughter to bed, had dinner, or we had dinner, put our daughter to bed, and now we are getting ready for the presentation.
Right. So what we're going to pitch is a 6-week program that we're going to work on for the next year, at least, tweaking, improving, and just seeing how this works out for us.
Yeah, we're experimenting to see how we can continue to provide value to you, and we want to make sure that before you decide to buy a policy that you understand all of the components before you make this commitment. Because what Darius and I have recognized after being in business for 7 years is we are married to you for the rest of your life, and it's of benefit for everybody involved to know what the hell's going on and to also feel like you have accountability and you have true ownership in this process.
Right, because we're really establishing a relationship, and honestly, the relationship may not fit for everybody. So it's important for us to do our due diligence up front on both sides to make sure we're a good fit for each other.
Yeah, so here's a quick little tour. That's our studio. So we have our camera set up here with our lights, and then obviously this is our monitor. And right now what we like to do before we do our webinars is we like to blast music, get hype, get pumped. All right, Darius, so we just finished our webinar. What are your thoughts?
My thought was the energy was good, and a lot of times when you do the right thing and it feels like the right thing, that's just how it felt. Like I felt like we were adding value, not by just offering a product, but by just talking about what the product can do for you. And giving people that information. There's some people that can take that information and run with it.
Yeah.
There's other people that need more information that we can give people access to it.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I thought it was a really good opportunity. We had great engagement, and I'm looking forward to doing it again.
That's what I like, the engagement. And I look forward with the course with the engagement. Because engagement is when, and interaction is when you really get to experience people's personality. Yeah. And them be emotionally connected to what they want to use the system to create for themselves and their family.
Yeah. And I think from our perspective too, what people don't recognize is when you're hosting the webinar, you feed off of people's energy and interactions, because for example, today we had 100 people on the webinar, which we're super grateful for. And when we have people post in the comments or ask questions, it just helps feed the energy, because we're just staring at ourselves on a screen and there's no feedback.
Now that's how you end up going over time, because we kind of get lost in the conversation and the information and just vibing off of people that we lose track of time.
Oh, so you mean you were long-winded? Is that what you said?
You did most of the talking.
Touche. So anything else you want to share with everyone?
No.
Oh, so what are we doing now? We literally just finished, or we're winding down. It's 11:04 p.m. and now
we have to go pack so that we can get on a plane. Just wake up at 5 a.m. and get on a plane at 7.
Because we're going to Salt Lake City.
Yeah. So we'll do that. We'll come back and we'll do it all over again.
All right, signing off. Morning. It is 6 o'clock in the morning. We are at Washington Dulles Airport getting ready to board our flight to Salt Lake. So we had a quick little nap, and now we are just going to TSA. We have rollers, but we're not checking anything. So we can get rock and rolling through security. A beautiful sight. The TSA pre-line is empty. Just like that, we have time traveled. It is 9:30 in Salt Lake City, and we are headed to the rental car and headed to the hotel, and food is a must. So interesting is Darius is such a Toyota fan, and we got a Toyota. This is our baby. This Highlander is our baby for the next 36 hours. And the food delivered. We are at a cute little place called Trolley Cafe. I'll post it in the link, but nice little garden view. Easy parking, and it's close to our hotel. And that was delicious. Now we're getting ready to walk over to Whole Foods right there in the corner and stock up before we start exploring the town. So interesting fact, we have never been in the state of Utah. Even though we lived in Arizona for 4.5, 5 years, we just never made it north for some reason. So it's really interesting to be able to put some feet on the ground here and explore, because it's just been a long time coming. And especially for me, coming from the East Coast, of just, what'd you say? Let's walk. Coming from the East Coast, the state of Utah just always seems so foreign to me. Oh, crosswalk is this way. So yeah, just the state seems so foreign and just different from what I'm used to on the East Coast. So having these mountains, having this landscape, it's just so beautiful. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here and spend some time and also see Garrett's hood, see where he's from, and also meet, the other amazing entrepreneurs that we're going to meet this week. So it's going to be fun. So this is where we were, the Trolley Cottage Cafe. Super cute. We sat right here on the patio over there. And just the landscape and the food, just that vibe alone was amazing. So I definitely recommend coming here if you are in Salt Lake City. Check out this store. We are killing time because it's only 11 o'clock and we need to check in, or we can't check in until 3, so we're just walking around the area. But this is a super cute store. So this is where we were, the Hive Market. I don't know the name of this shopping center that we decided to come down, but we are gonna keep exploring. Just left my happy place, Whole Foods, stocking up on some waters and some teas. And now we're probably gonna head back to the car, walk a little bit, and see if we can get into the hotel and get some rest. We really don't have any plans. We're here a day early because everything starts tomorrow morning at 8. So we are just hanging out, walking around the town, and gonna explore as much of Salt Lake as we can with the time that we have today.
Left is a little bit low. Or right side. Right is a little bit.
So we ended up at the New Balance store. See, what had happened was, when you get older, here, let me flip the screen. Older and you just want more comfort. So I am a Brooks girl through and through because I've been a runner all my life. So it just seems like all the shoes we keep getting these days are either New Balance, Asics, or Brooks. So we just happened to pass the New Balance store, and Darius swerved so we could go check out to see the New Balance store, because it's been a minute since we actually been in the store and we haven't shopped online. So let's see what we find. And this is home for the next 36 hours. See what we're working with, what the view is like. We are at the Marriott City Center. Anyways, more details to come. Not too shabby. Darius is waiting in the hallway. Oh. All right, baby, you can come in. Let's just open this window. Look, it seems like we're standing outside. What a picture window that is. Hello, Salt Lake City. Captured footage of us unpacking And because we've lived such a nomadic lifestyle, we did like living out of suitcases for so long that we recognize when we actually take the time to unpack and just get our suitcases away, we feel much more settled. So we've made like a routine for ourselves where like the minute we get into the hotel, we unpack and we get rid of our suitcases and anything that looks like, you know, travel, so we can feel as home as possible. And then the same thing when we get home. So the minute we get home, we immediately start unpacking our suitcases, doing laundry, whatever it is, so that we're not just always in this limbo mode. Because even though we love to travel, it still sometimes can be just taxing mentally, physically, spiritually. And so whatever we can do to feel like some remnants of home is what we do. So there's no like secret sauce to it, just Clorox wipes, wiping everything down and just unpacking your stuff. So just think about it the next time you travel, whatever you need to do to feel a little bit more cozy, a little bit more homey, and not always think about the next transition that you have to be in. So that's my tip for you when you're traveling. That's a nice view. If only it was like large enough to sit and read.
You can if you're Gabby.
Yeah, our 4-year-old, she'd be all over this.
I like that color. Come here.
So what's a profound moment for you today, Darius?
Profound moment for me today was sitting in a coffee shop and getting an email about our forward for what the Rockefellers do.
That's pretty special. Okay. So long story short, again, we're tooting around town because we have time to waste. Is this a local brand? Can anyone tell us in the comments? We'll probably look it up, but we just didn't want to go to Starbucks and thought we'd support something local because we don't have this where we are. And as we were sitting down drinking our chai lattes, we got this email. Can you see? So we worked out a deal with the Garrett Gunderson to write the foreword for his book. So we have a licensing deal with him. And the most exciting part about it was we literally got to write the foreword, and he just sent us, his team sent us that the book is ready to go. So I don't know if you can see that. You see at the bottom, it says forward by Carmen and Darius print. Oh my God. So this is just the print. Oh, here we go. It's bigger. So we literally got this as we were sitting down. And the perfect timing is because we're here in Utah. We're here visiting Garrett for his mastermind. And just the fact that all of this is coming through and like it's showing the book, right? And so the table of contents, you'll see all of that. And then, oh my God, you see that? Forward by Darius and Carmen Britt. And this is everything.
Go back. Did you spell my name wrong?
No,
Yep.
You got 2 R's, so we got to fix that. But we see, oh my gosh, this is like such a dream come true to be able to have our name next to Garrett Gunderson's name. Like, this is such a big deal for me.
Technically, my name isn't next to it because it's spelled wrong.
Well, my name's on it. So
But email them back so they change my name.
yeah, we'll get it fixed. But anyways, we just had to share this. I mean, what an amazing moment. The timing couldn't be more perfect. And it's been a long time coming. Right? What would you say? So here's okay, let me take my glasses off for this whole nation. Here is where, like, you have to be clear on what it is that you want, right? Because for years, Darius and I have always said that we wanted to write a book. Now, technically, this isn't writing a book, right? But we are writing a book this year. So we are actually have stuff drafted, we have chapters, we have everything outlined, and our goal is to be done with the book by the end of this year, so look out for that. I'm announcing that so you all can hold us accountable to it. But like this, if anything, for me, just feels like it's the baby steps for us moving in the right direction, and also being able to team up with somebody as amazing as Garrett himself. So again, like, you have to design your life the way that you want it. We said that we wanted these things, and then when they fall in our lap, like it's go time. Like that, it's just the universe telling you that it's time for you to take action because it's the right place and the right time. So, you know, these are just the blessings that we can continue to be remembered, or the blessings that come that we remember so that we know that we can take action and we can move forward without any doubt, because it's just the time is right. Now, if only the light wasn't at my back. I mean, I'm literally sitting in a windowsill. How cool is this? So I don't know if we even shared why we're in Salt Lake City. So we connected with Garrett Gunderson back in June. We were in Denver at Caleb Williams' mastermind event. And it was just such a phenomenal time to connect with him, because we hadn't really connected with Garrett in over 4 years. So we did an interview with him, which we'll post here on our channel, when I was pregnant with our first daughter, right back in, I think it was like 2020. And we hadn't really spoken since. So when we saw him at this mastermind, we were just really excited to reconnect with him. And we talked about the licensing deal with the Rockefellers Do book. And he also invited us to the mastermind, which is going on now. So it's a 2-day event, and the theme is health is wealth. And the reason why this really stuck with us so much is because we recognize, practice what you preach. If we want to be wealthy, if we want to have legacies, and we want to pass along all this amazing information that we're learning, then we also need to be healthy, right? If we are telling you to get life insurance, how are we going to be selling you life insurance if we can't even qualify to have life insurance, right, from our health? So Darius and I are already conscious of our health, but what I love about this particular mastermind is we actually had to have medical evaluations done prior to coming here, and we actually meet with Garrett's team of doctors that are here in Salt Lake that will help us with our nutrition, workout plans, and then anything else that they recommend that we do for our health. So we gave them a whole lot of blood. We will link their information below. So it's with East West Health, and basically the phenomenal thing that East West Health does is they evaluate your blood on a whole nother level, right? So how many times have you had your blood evaluated, and every doctor you said, or every doctor you met with said, like, you're healthy, everything's fine, or maybe they brought up some issues with your cholesterol, or maybe they brought up some issue, some other lingering things. So what we like with this particular doctor is he has literally told a story of our health by just looking at our blood, and it's definitely more of a holistic approach. So as opposed to just being medicated, it's all about, what can you consume? What can you change from a lifestyle perspective to increase your health? So that's why we're here. It's 2 days, and it's for business owners only. And we're all just going to talk about how to create health and longevity so that we can continue to build our businesses and to share and to put as much value back into our communities as possible. So we will be recording throughout the whole process just so you can see what's going to happen. But already I've had 2 consultations with the doctor prior to being here. He gave me a rundown of my health. There's some things that I need to consider because I have been on a vegan diet since January, and it's now September, and everything's been fine. The only thing that he suggested is because Darius and I are still wanting to grow our family, is maybe to increase the protein that I'm getting. And there's a few little things in there which I'll get more clarity on tomorrow. But just the point for me and my health right now, the things that I'm looking at is making sure that I'm as healthy as possible. So when it makes sense, God willing, for us to have another child, my body's in the best shape that it can be. So it's really going to be a phenomenal opportunity here to not only network with other business owners who are like-minded, but also for Darius and I to continue to level up our health and our opportunity to be around as long as possible, to spend more time with you, to spend more time with our family, and to pass this information along too as well. So we're happy for you to be along with the journey. All right, so we are at a vegan restaurant. So we have a protein salad, nachos, and jalapeno poppers. And this is all in an effort to be plant-based so we can live in long, prosperous lives with as few complications as possible, right? That's the goal. Okay, so this was dinner. We went to Zest. You can see the address on the screen. There was literally no one in the restaurant. So hold on one second. I'm doing this all on my phone and I can't switch it once I start. recording, but there was literally no one in the restaurant. So when Darius and I first walked in, we were like,
I think it's the timing.
yeah. That's always the one source where you go into a restaurant and no one's in there. You're like, back out.
And it's Thursday. And we haven't seen a lot of people in the city either.
Yeah, this city, it's like one of the cleanest, most quiet cities I've been in a long time. And I think it's a stark opposite to what we just experienced in New York City, right? Because New York City is just congested and it's dirty and it's
People talking and
aggressive and, it's just... But here, everybody's so friendly. Where you going, babe?
oh, yo.
Back this way. So anyways, it's been a pleasant experience. So it is almost 7 o'clock. And I mean, look at the streets. Nobody is around. Oh, so what was your experience like, Darius? I keep taking him to all these vegan restaurants, and Darius, he's such a good sport.
I'm getting better because there was one vegan restaurant we went to in Herndon next to Mom's Kitchen, and it was like eating grass outside. It was nice grass, but everything else,
the high end,
everything else in comparison has been a lot has been better, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what was your favorite thing here that you had?
My favorite thing was the nachos when they first came out.
Okay.
The nachos when they first came out, the nachos were hot. They were tasty. The jalapeno peppers were good. The superfood salad got better towards the end.
Oh,
it didn't start off great, but it got better, I would say.
But it wasn't grassy.
It wasn't grassy.
Okay, good. So now let's talk about what happened before dinner. Derek, can you use your long arms for me and hold that? There we go. So what happened before dinner?
We walked to dinner.
No, tell them about your meeting.
I met with, is he a doctor?
Yeah.
I met with Reagan of East West Health
Mm-hmm.
here in Utah.
Here, let me handle this. And
we went over, so I had to get some blood work done, and there were a lot of flags in my blood work. I thought I was overall a healthy guy. I knew I put on some weight recently, but there's a reason for that.
What's the reason?
Well, my blood work came back that there was a lot of like LDHs, a lot of abbreviations and stuff that I don't understand.
Uh-huh.
So I can't really go into detail about it, but there's some opportunity, plenty of opportunity I have with getting back in the gym, eating right, just being overall a healthier person and taking better care of myself intentionally.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, wait, hold on 1 second so it's not so bumpy. I think the other thing that we need to consider, like when we think about our health, is that when we're used to being healthy, which Darius and I are, right? We're used to being healthy.
We can feel a difference.
That you exactly, you can feel a difference when you're not. And we knew that our energy levels were down. We blamed it on the fact that we're business owners and we're parents and we have a lot going on.
But that's no excuse.
Yeah.
We made excuses for ourselves when we talk about there's no excuses when it comes to your finances. There's no excuses in life because everything was something that we created for ourselves, a situation we created for ourselves, and we're the only people that can get ourselves better.
Yeah, and just through this experience, we both had blood tests, we both had our evaluations, and we're going tomorrow to the actual physical location to meet the doctors and the team.
And it's going to be a 2-day health retreat.
Mm-hmm. And the whole point is just for us to better understand what we can do, preventative maintenance, so that we don't get issues, right? We're just not too late. So what they talked about, which I really appreciate, was they were saying death by neglect, right? We neglect our health, we neglect our finances, all these things, and we wonder what in the world is going on. So when he said that, like, it just clicked for me, and I recognized that I have been neglecting my health. I've been assuming that I'm healthy because I wake up every day, right? And so it wasn't until having these tests and recognizing that I have some little things that I need to work on. For example, like I had no idea my vitamin D was like way off. The doctor was saying that they had to get a microscope to find it. So you better believe I've been popping my vitamin D drops as much as I can. But again, these are
I'm going to get some vitamin D tomorrow from the clinic.
Exactly. So again, we don't want death by neglect. We don't want brokenness by neglect, right? We have opportunities to be proactive instead of reactive.
Yep.
So that's what I've learned so much by being in this wonderful state of Utah. So we came to a bar called The Back Door. If you want to work with a mixologist, definitely come here. This is not for just a bartender fare. I mean, look, we have all the amazing mixings. You know, when you see a bunch of peeled citrus in the back, you know they mean business. So The Back Door is where it's at. We have an old fashioned, and this is called a paper plane. Some bourbon forward drinks, but it is incredible. I mean, just look at the place. My hands in the way. It's a cute little swanky place that I totally recommend.
I think that one of the biggest risks to people's legacy is not overpaying on taxes, because Vince can solve that in a few minutes. It's really that a lot of people are living longer, but they're living sicker. So we have this situation where life expectancy has gone up if you remove suicide. It's gone down for the first time in a long time because of suicide, which that's the first piece of genetic wealth, is our mindset and how we're living our lives. Today, we're in a world that's addicted to social media, which puts us in comparison. We used to have net worth as kind of what the clout was for people, but net worth is a pretty hidden factor. Right? You can have people with large net worths after we see these studies and books come out that you would never know because they're just driving their beat up Ford truck and wearing their jeans or whatever. But now social media puts it at the forefront, the number of likes, the number of followers, the number of, and so it's kind of like people are in more comparison than ever before. And that comparison is leading to feeling a sense of jealousy that leads to a sense of depression. And now when we compound that with the fact that we have so much garbage in our food, seed oils are everywhere, creating inflammation in people's body. We've got, all sorts of genetically modified food. We've added that, that we have so much corn that grows in the United States that 90% of that corn is inedible to a human being. So they feed it to our animals, which creates the wrong ratios of omega-3 versus omega-6. And again, creating a whole bunch of inflammation. So people don't feel great, even though they're living longer because they're addicted to pills. And these pills that they take, there's a notion that's a complete lie. The notion is that these pills have side effects. That's not true. These pills have effects. That would be like, hey, as a side effect of a plane crash, you die. No, you just die. It's not a side effect. The plane crashed and now you're dead. So to call it a side effect tries to diminish the impact of what people are facing. And so genetic wealth comes down to, first and foremost, our mindset, how we view the world. How we view the world influences our cells. It influences our behaviors. It influences, like we've seen in science, like, have you ever watched what they say, is it waves or particles? And then they bring all these people, and what influences whether it's waves or particles?
The observer.
The observer's mind. That's what determines waves or particles, is the mind. And if we look at like The Great Pain Deception, which is a book I read chapter 1 of, so I did really good. I read chapter 1 and then I immediately just reached out to the author.
Cultivate the good health. You're still going to feel good. You're still going to have good energy, but things aren't fully optimized. And then you get down here to stage 2, and this is from our basic pathophysiology books. One of the studies that we look at is your liver can be over 90% fibrotic. And you guys, fibrotic livers is when your liver is just basically the...
And just like that, it is lunchtime. Got you while he was eating. Oh my gosh, fam. It has been, 3 hours, 4 hours? And I mean, okay, so let me preface. Whatever you believe as far as health is concerned, like we're not here to change your mind. We're just sharing with you our journey of what we're doing to improve our own health, because we want to be proactive instead of reactive. So like we were kind of talking about yesterday, is today...
Can you scoot over a little bit? So
sure.
I can get
in the shade. Today, we feel great, but that doesn't also mean that we are healthy.
But do we feel great?
Yeah, good question. Right? Because after thinking about all this stuff, I'm like, actually, you're right. My energy levels could be better. I could be in better shape, right? All of those things. So being here and being a part of this retreat has really opened my eyes to thinking like I need to be a little bit more in tune with what's going on with me on a day-to-day basis. So today, basically, so you know, like the overview, Garrett spoke, he opened everything up, super inspirational. And basically, you know, his overall message was just health is wealth. So how are you going to claim that you want all this money and you want all these things, but then you're not even healthy enough to enjoy them? And then the second part was listening to Reagan and him talk about health. And basically, you know, his superpower is whenever there is blood work done, he's able to analyze your blood work from a completely different perspective than what we're typically used to, because he basically uses your blood work to determine what your health is telling you. So we went over all of our blood work. They have treatments and whatnot that we can take advantage of today. But the idea is moving forward, what is your long-term treatment? I'll get you out of the shot so you can eat privacy. What is your long-term treatment? Moving forward, what are things going to look like for you? So for me, the biggest thing was I was very low on vitamin D. The other things, there were some inflammation that posed itself in my body. There was also some leaky gut symptoms. And these are all things that I have actually been aware of, but just didn't know how to treat it. I thought that I could treat it with like better nutrition, but recognizing like if my gut is already unhealthy, like me just throwing stuff on top of it isn't necessarily going to treat what needs to be detoxed out. So the plan basically is to work on detoxification so that I can heal the leaky gut and then keep it moving. And Darius, after he's done eating, he could share basically the things that came up for him. But now the rest of the afternoon, they're calling it like peptide parties and getting scans and all sorts of things so that you can go ahead and jumpstart your treatment.
Better the time before.
Yeah, we had this group that was like, they went all in. So Fitness 50, if you guys, I don't know if you've seen the notes in your book, but these are the 11 core exercises. And one of the most important predictors of your longevity is your grip strength. And so it seems like it's no big deal, but actually the stronger your grip is, that indicates the rest of the body's muscle composition, because your muscles have to be able to withstand whatever you're pulling in from a strong grip. Does that make sense? So we have patients that have high blood pressure, and we just tell them, like, work on your grip strength and hold some dumbbells, and then they start getting dizzy because their blood pressure gets too low. If you want to strengthen your vagus nerve, like if you have a lot of stress in your nervous system, work on the grip strength. So we have what's called the 3 Gs. And the first G is, we'll call it grip, and we'll do a dead hang. Nikki will explain exactly how to do it. The second G is gagging. So if you gag yourself when you brush your teeth, it's a great way of strengthening your vagal tone and getting your digestive system. The third G is gasping. So gasping, like when you get into cold water, or you kind of do some kind of cold therapy, cold shower, ice plunge is great for your vagus nerve. So, but what we're going to do is the dead hang. We're going to do that, then we'll do some group activities. Just whenever your feet, you can get all situated, and then. There we go.
It's like extra weight. You gotta hold your feet up too.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
And if you guys test on all 11 exercises, there are shirts for each category. Today, whoever dead hangs the longest can get a shirt of their choice. If they want fittest, they have to at least be in the fittest category. So, just a little bit of an incentive there. For like a farmer's carry, I have some extra cold lift dumbbells, even some like stress ball squeezes, things like that. So you don't have to only do like a dead hang. Just right now.
Oh man, let's get to that fittest. There you go. Darius, you made it. All right.
Nice.
Woo. All you've got is 40 seconds to break the record. 40. Woo. He's doing it. Yeah. 145. You're doing awesome. Wow. There we go. Nice. Keep it up.
Pete, you going?
Let's go. 20, 21, 22, 23. Oh, man. Wow. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh yeah, count your reps.
Good. Good work.
All right, 45, 6, 7, 8, 9, done. Woo!
Nice work, guys.
All right. Had any kind of heart disease 20 years later. So one of the best things you can do for your cardiovascular health is push-ups. And so what we're going to try to do is get to 50, but even if you need to modify and go on your knees and keep going, just keep going until you just burn out, until you can't go anymore. 2, 1, go!
It's broken.
Yeah, failure. That's it. It's no failure.
So I got my IV going and some stem cells happening. So I'm supposed to keep them in my hand so they can thaw, but on the road to healing. All right, so I got acupuncture done, I got an IV, and then I got stem cells shot up my nose, which is why I'm sitting in this position so I can make sure that they get to my brain. So just so you can see what's happening here while we're at East West Health hanging out. Got needles in my legs. Heat lamp in case I get cold. Got needles in my arms. Let's see if I can get the other arm. And check this out. Needles in my head. Oh, I forgot about the one on my ear. So anyways, this is all in the name of preventative health.
Not good at like.
That's what I was.
Chris Kirkpatrick.
Let's
Oh,
go.
there we go.
Lean back.
Yeah.
Eyes as open as you can. Do both.
See contact where she drops up in your eye.
All day long. Just go ahead. Close.
There it is.
Go left.
You'll know how to do climb.
Good. Close. Don't squeeze.
Breathe
Breathe through it. Just breathe. Nice breathe.
What are you feeling?
Breathe, baby.
That burns.
A little bit of mint gum in your eye. Some ice water.
Had it. Don't like that.
You notice?
Yeah, don't squeeze your eyes.
Relax them.
That's not
Yeah,
like
just some good deep breaths.
Yeah.
Act like you're.
You made it look really easy.
I do this every day. I'm telling you.
Michael's not crying blue over there. How you feeling, big guy?
Not too
Not
bad.
bad?
My glass of
Did you go full board?
Yeah.
This is kind of a disaster over here. I can't lie.
It's not bad.
Not
Yep.
Okay.
There we go.
How do you say?
We got this.
It's like putting jalapenos in your eyes.
It is, yes.
Jalapenos and.
I think it won't sting as long now.
Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is.
Contact where it's used to put drops. Easy.
I know what you mean, Chris. I got it.
Right?
I got it
Just
down
like-
there.
Yeah.
Probably.
I feel like it went below my eye.
Exactly,
Hurt
yeah.
a lot.
All good. All good. All good.
I didn't. Just
Okay, that's better.
Yeah, once you like relax your eyes and like look around, it's not so bad.
Oh, that's right. You're supposed to be looking around.
I'm solid, tough.
All right, my friend.
Thanks, bro.
Hey, great job, everybody.
It stinks, but.
Now, do you understand why I explained it the way I did?
Yes.
I get the benefit.
For the explanation.
Now, let me know how your eyes feel in 20 minutes. And if you can see me still, let me know. Just teasing.
We'll
That's
have
the-
X-ray vision after this, right?
Yeah.
You guys know.
How was
I
it?
know we're gonna
Good?
Not bad.
Not bad.
The first like 10 seconds was like, woo.
Yeah.
Now it's
Stuff,
good.
so feel free to take a little break. 5-minute break shouldn't take more than
Crying
10
blue.
minutes, and we'll meet back in that teaching room.
We're gonna just activate the adrenals, so just kind of let your arms be floppy. Give yourself some space. And what you want your hands to do is just kind of tap on the top of the kidneys.
Scroll down.
And that's right where your adrenal glands.
Tap on your kidneys.
And then,
Handsy up there, boys.
and And then just kind of bounce around a little bit, get the energy moving.
Yeah, Hannah bounce.
And, sorry, Hannah.
I'm crushing this, man. It's all good.
And what we're going to do is we're going to do a breathing exercise. So you're going to start like this, and then we're going to go inhale, and then exhale, and then inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Go faster. And we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, then we're gonna hold our breath. So 3, 2, 1. And inhale. Hold. And then exhale like you're breathing through a straw, like the tightest straw you can blow through. And then slowly come in, as you slowly breathe out. Okay, come in. And then just hold it. Okay, and inhale, nice and easy. And exhale. All right, so let's go ahead and take a seat. We're gonna
Cancer. I've been given this disease. I have this amount of time to live. So that's a norm for me. When I can get people to come together like this and go, you know, I just want to know what I can do a little better. Or how can I avoid this? Absolutely. What do you do? But I need to talk to you. I need to find out what your life is like. How was your child? Were you sick? Have you ever been sick in your life? Do you have fillings in your mouth? Do you have parts in your body that aren't natural? Because they'll affect you. And each of you will respond differently to the tests that I run against you. So first, I'll read all of your frequencies and information from conception on, and then I'll see how you're processing it now, but also how we got there. In order to find the answer to the question or to change your health, I have to know how it came in. If I know how it came in, I can always find the way out. And there's nothing that we can't correct. Stage 4 cancers, Hashimoto's. Anything that we need, we can correct, but it requires your participation. I can't do it for you. I can't give you a magical thing and go, hallelujah. I wish I could, but I can't. But I can teach you how to do it for yourself.
I mean, I know. Tell me about it, right? But, so yeah, I just think the possibility of diving into, you know, having customized tests and being able to put together a plan that really addresses areas that are not optimal. I mean, that's exciting to me. So I just think the general notion of possibility is really attractive.
That was awesome. Any takeaways you got today, Deborah?
This is incredible. It's been one of the best experiences of my life because I don't get this. I don't ever get to see people who actually want to take charge of their life. I get them when they have no choice. When it's, instead of focusing on their health, they have to focus on their illness. And this has been a true blessing for me.
Yeah, so we all have a
Eric Gunderson just made me coffee. Amazing barista, by the way. Morning from the last day in Salt Lake City. So yesterday ended up being a phenomenal day, and I didn't get to record as many of our reactions as I had hoped, just because we were so in the moment and so present, and this vlogging thing is still new to us. So long story short, to tell you what happened yesterday. So we got to the facility around 8:30, and from basically 8:30 to about 5:30, it was just all about educating us on our health and our blood work, and then they offered us specific treatments if we wanted to take advantage of them. So one was just like a health challenge, which you all saw previews to, of like how many push-ups and squats and how long can you hold yourself, just to test your health as far as it's concerned right now. And then I'm trying to think, what else did we do? Darius and I both got IVs, we both got acupuncture, and we both got stem cells. We got stem cells. So, and then we just were able to build really amazing relationships with the individuals that were in the room. You know, we understood everyone's story and where they were coming from. And these are all business owners who are in our same space. So we'll say like the financial space. And it was just really interesting to know like the overwhelming sentiment that everyone had was just like, we need to focus on our health, right? So that we can show up for you, we can show up for our families, because you get so busy sometimes with your business or your day-to-day life that you neglect your health. And then a day goes by and years go by, and then you just make up the excuse like, I'm supposed to be tired because I'm a parent and I'm a business owner and I do all these other things, and recognizing like that's not okay to accept if you're not feeling 100%. And so it was really just a safe space to come to recognize, like, let's look at your blood work. Let's see where things are low. What are some herbs and some homeopathic things that we can do? So we're not just putting a bunch of chemicals in your body. Like, what can we do to elevate, and how can we really understand where you are so we can get you in a better position. So the doctors and the medical team were phenomenal. We also met with a nutritionist yesterday. I mean, she's a doctor, and just, I mean, she blew both of our minds as far as like the scan that she was able to do on Darius and myself. So the scan that she was able to do on both Darius and I, like, we put this thing around our head and it measured like our electric fields. And so immediately she was like, you didn't sleep well last night. I can tell that you guys both aren't getting enough sleep. She gave us a range of like, what is healthy screen time? And we both were off the charts. I was much more than Darius, interestingly enough. I'm trying to think, what else was it? She told me like immediately, like my hormone levels were off. It was just like within like seconds, she was just like, boom, 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 boom. These are like the immediate things that we need to fix to get you in better condition. And just really understanding my overall health. So she scanned both Darius and I, and immediately was like, I know what herbs, I know what vitamins and nutrients and all these other things that you need to start doing. One thing that she also recognized was like the trauma that we've experienced throughout our lives, and where we're holding that trauma, and where the trauma isn't allowing us to like digest fully, or even to absorb the nutrients that we're putting in our body. So she was saying, like, even though you're having this amazing plant-based diet, like if you're holding trauma in like your liver, for example, your body isn't cleaning itself out and allowing you to have the space that you need to, there's Darius, good morning, to absorb everything that you need. So we're going back for day 1, or excuse me, we're going back for day 2, because now this is all about the wealth piece of things. So yesterday was about health. Now we're learning about wealth and how to be more efficient in our businesses. And also Garrett, he did stand up last night, so he did a comedy rumble in Salt Lake City at Wise Guys, so we went and cheered him on. We couldn't film, which is why there was no footage, but we were there, and he won the comedy rumble, and he was funny, and just it was a really good time. So now we're getting ready to leave the hotel room and get ready for day 2. Check this out, it's Saturday morning. Darius and I cannot believe, like, there is no traffic. Nobody's out, nobody's walking. Coming from the East Coast, like, this is unheard of. But hey, every city has its thing going on. And one amazing takeaway that we also took from yesterday is, like, Darius and I love intermittent fasting, but they cleared up that if you are fasting and you're not in optimum health, fasting could actually be working against you, and your body's thinking that it's going into starvation mode, and then that kicks off all sorts of other things. So what we learned was, until you're in optimum health, at 30 minutes after waking, you have to get 20 grams of protein in, and your the other thing to note is, like, every time you eat something, you shouldn't have more than 150 milligrams of sodium. So for example, like, we were given all of these like healthy snacks, for example. So these little cheese packs, the sodium, you see, is 220. This beef jerky, right? We're like, oh, we'll get protein. The sodium is over 380. You can see that. These RX bars, this is a good option. Oh, I just dropped it. This one had 12 grams of protein, so we were able to consume that. And only, let's see, sodium. Oh, well, this is 190. Actually, nope, this one's out. So just little things that you can do to help yourself. And just like that, we are back at the Salt Lake City airport. So I forgot this backpack at the meeting room. So we got all the way to the airport and then had to have Garrett's lovely sister and assistant meet us halfway so she could give me my backpack. I just got so distracted saying goodbye to everybody that I completely forgot about him. So anyways, we're here. We have about 15 minutes before we board. And about like 40 minutes before we take off. So I think we're in good shape. But anyways, it was a good event. Learned so much, made so many amazing connections, and I'm just so thrilled to see what comes from it. But let's get to our airport first, our airplane first, and then I'll have more details. Security took all of 2 minutes, and Darius even got randomly selected. So we are just now going to grab some food. We have 15 minutes still to board. Food, the bathroom, and we will be golden. But like I said, we are just really amazed when we continue to go to... You're going to Shake Shack?
See if they got some sweet potato.
We are just really amazed when we have the ability to go to these masterminds, meetups, retreats, workshops, whatever you want to call them, and just be immersed in a world of such givers. Like Garrett, his team, all the other individuals that were there, Chris Kirkpatrick was there, fam, and his beautiful wife, Hannah. So it was just a phenomenal opportunity to fellowship, to learn, to explore, and just to create like more memories and to learn from each other. Like for so long, I think Darius and I have been somewhat insecure in the industry because we just felt like we were young and all the people who knew everything are old heads in the game, right? Everyone was always so quick to say like, we've been in business longer than you've been alive. And so, you know, as we continue to come to these masterminds, we recognize like our place in the market. We do provide value. We do serve our clients. We do help as much as we possibly can. And it's just confirmation that we're in the right place. So thank you again for following along with our journey. Thank you for being with us and supporting us. It means more than you know. And we'll keep you in line for the next video. And we are on our way back to DC. It is a ghost town at Dulles Airport. I'm following Darius or Robin and Megan. Where are you going? We have time traveled again. It is 11:50 p.m. and I am so excited to take a shower and get in my bed. So it just dawned on me while we were in Salt Lake City. I mean, you know, it's like be careful what you wish for, because Darius and I have always said like we wanted to travel. We wanted to have a business that would allow us to travel as much as we possibly could. And just from this trip alone, so we were in Salt Lake City, right? We have another opportunity to go back just from this retreat. We have another opportunity to go back to Salt Lake City before the end of the year. It's September. So September, October, November, December, in 3 more months to go back to Salt Lake City. We got an invite to go back to the Dominican Republic. We got an invite to go to Peru. I mean, it's just amazing when you make the decision to surround yourself around like-minded people. And I just had no idea that the group that we were going to be surrounding ourselves with this past weekend were going to be so health conscious, so wealth conscious, so travel conscious, family conscious, everything, you know. It's just everything that we could ever ask for. So now we have to go back, do a little meditation, see what aligns with what we're doing, because it is easy to say yes to everything, right? And you also have to recognize, like, stay true to yourself. What's a distraction? What's in alignment? And make the best decision. So who knows? We may be in Peru or Dominican Republic or back to Salt Lake City by the end of the year. I already know that I have a trip to India in October. So there's a lot going on. Anyways, we're going to go catch an Uber and get home. So I am going to either close the night or the vlog here. Yeah, no, we'll just close the night here. I'll wrap up everything in the morning, give you all a nice summary, and share any more insights that I can think of after we have had a nice rest. Good morning, family. Y'all are on my morning walk. So today is Monday. We did not do any filming yesterday because we got in on midnight Saturday, right? So that's basically Sunday. And what happened is our 4-year-old woke us up around 6:30, and the minute I could hear her walking to our room, I could hear wheezing and heavy breathing. So I was like, oh no. And my mom had told me while she was watching her that she had a nasty cough and seemed like she was coming down with a cold. So I wasn't shocked that she was sick when we woke up. So anyways, we ended up taking her to the pediatric urgent care because she was just having so much shortness of breath, and no matter what nebulizer or things we threw at her, it just wasn't helping. So anyway, she's better today. And now I can finally wrap up everything that happened. So the past, I'm going to say 3 weeks have been really phenomenal. We went to New York, right? We went to the US Open, and then came back, did a webinar for our clients for a new course that we launched, and then we packed everything up and went to Utah. So I'd have to say this year, we're really refocusing our efforts as far as the business is concerned, because Wealth Nation is an official general agent, or general agency. So what does that mean is that we control the whole process from when you decide you want to get a life insurance policy with us. We help you through the underwriting stage. We help you with getting your policy issued and delivering it to you. Whereas before, we were always working with another agency, somebody else to take that on for us. And we just recognize the more we get involved in the entire insurance, all of the components, the better it just makes us. And we're also thinking long term, what does this mean for us and our business and the family business that we're creating? So anyways, that's really the conversation. So why I'm telling you this is because we're really focused on getting out again and traveling and meeting people and going to masterminds and workshops and all sorts of things so we can learn as much as we can about new products, what's developing in the world. Because for so long, I'm going to say the past 2.5 years, we've really been, I'll call it hermits. We've really been hermits. We quickly became parents, and then when our second daughter was diagnosed with her terminal illness, that just locked us down. We weren't going anywhere. And then coming out of that, it's been a transition. So now we finally have the energy, the mental clarity, the desire, to want to drive and be ambitious again. And this year has really been a testament to that, for all the amazing connections that we've made and the decisions that we've decided to take on for ourselves. So I just wanted to kind of wrap this video up so it doesn't continue to linger. And also, you probably noticed that you saw me a lot more than you saw Darius. He's not sold on doing vlog style videos. So if you want to see Darius, put it in the comments. Tell him to show up and show out. So yeah. And the last thing that I'm going to leave you with is, as we continue to build and do all of these things for our business, we also recognize that we cannot be cocky or neglect our own health. And that's why going out to this last conference was so instrumental, because Darius and I both know we've been tired. We haven't been sleeping as well as we probably should. We've gained weight. We just know that we're not at our optimum health, and we need to do better, because all of this is about being preventative, right? We don't want to be reactive. We want to always prevent, because we have so many people in our lives that have had all these diagnoses. Good morning. And we just don't want to be about it. We want to do whatever we possibly can to be preventative. So if you want to join us on this journey, we would love for you to We can also post the things that we're doing inside our community Monday School. We can post it on YouTube, but we just want to probably help motivate you guys as well, because there's so many of us that go, oh, I'm healthy and fine. And then how many stories do you hear of those people that have these random heart attacks and they never thought that they would have a heart attack? So we don't want that to be us. Anyways, I know I'm rambling. Thank you all for watching until the end, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.